Okay, so there I was in McDonald's having a McDonald's breakfast with the wife, and we were discussing the apostrophe because when we're out and about we see so many signs with straightforward mistakes in the use of the apostrophe, and well, I for one was wondering how come when it takes a few minutes to explain the basics of the use of the apostrophe, and people spend 10 years or more at school, so what are our schools doing for 10 years or more if they can't explain at least the simple uses of the apostrophe? It's a bit baffling, really. I suppose the school's real purpose is just to keep us off the street, isn't it, at the end of the day? They don't care about education, clearly. Anyway, the apostrophe. Here it is. There are two uses. Possessive, as in the cat's basket, the basket that belongs to the cat, and a contraction, as in we're busy, we are busy. I'll talk about possessive first. This is the one which baffles people the most. The rule is actually fairly straightforward. You use apostrophe s for singular, and you use s apostrophe, not a capital, a thank you word, for plural. So let me give you an example. This is the one I was taught at school, back in the days when they did teach a little bit anyway. The cat's basket. That's straightforward, isn't it? The basket of the cat. Or the basket that is for the cat. It may not belong to the cat, even though it's possessive. The cat possesses the basket. That's only a grammatical term. It is the basket for the cat. So it's the cat's basket. If there were more than one cat, that would be plural. The cat's basket. You're supposed to say cat's, but most people don't. And that's the plural form when there's multiple cats. That is basically the rule. You can. There's similar examples you can do easily. The pen's colour, English spelling of colour. Sorry, folks. Or, oops, the pen's colour. If there's multiple pens of one colour. So you basically ask yourself. Let's go back to cats. They're more fun. You basically ask yourself, whose thing is it? And that's what you get. Now, it can get a little complicated. Supposing it's a word that ends in the letter S. Let's see. Iris's basket. What do we say when it's iris? Well, if it's one person called Iris or one flower called Iris, it's Iris's basket. Now, people often write it like this, but that is the plural form, and it's wrong. For a start, the plural of iris is irises, so it should be like that. I mean, as a matter of style, some people prefer to write that. And in English, there's no fixed law about it. It's just about English usage. But the correct form of the plural is that. And the correct form... And that is not the correct way to do the singular plural. That can only be what it means, but okay. And it's the same with another name, like that ends in S. That's one James. But if you're at the James Appreciation Society and everybody's called James, they would have a load of baskets, right? Or maybe they've got one between them, I don't know. And see, the spelling checker doesn't even know what it is. But it's correct, I think. James's basket, yes, that's the basket of the Jameses. Whose basket? If there's one of them, it's James's basket. And if there's two of them or more, it's James's basket. Isn't that tough? Let's think of some more cases. Let's get rid of that. How about beginner's guide? Now here we have the word ending with S, but the fact that it ends in S, as it was with Iris and James, is actually completely irrelevant. If there's one beginner, it should be beginner's guide. If there's multiple beginners, it should be beginner's guide, like that, and not like that. But it's a plural, basically. Now, strictly, the singular one should probably be apostrophe S, beginner's apostrophe S, but it doesn't make sense with this particular word, so you just have the apostrophe S. It's the guide for a beginner. Who does the guide belong to? A beginner. If there's multiple beginners, who is the guide for? It's for the beginners, right? So that's where it goes. What is wrong is no apostrophe, because it's commonly used, but I think it's wrong personally, because that means it's a guide to beginners. Like, beginners are strange people who don't know what they're doing. Same as you might have a guide to a city. It's a London guide. It's not a guide belonging to London. It's not a guide for London. It's a guide to London, and hence it doesn't take the apostrophe, because the apostrophe is for when it's of or for. The basket of the cat, the basket for the cat. If you can use of or for, if you can rephrase it with of or for, you use an apostrophe somewhere. Oops, got the wrong one again from Jolly Old Word, that one. Right. So that's it. There's another case where apostrophes are misused, and again it's debatable. It's a matter of style, but I don't know if I can type this on one line. I can't. I got 3 C's in my SATs. That's often written with a capital S, which is wrong because the abbreviation is SAT, and that's a plural. I got 3 C's. People often stick an apostrophe in there because they say it's clearer, and here as well sometimes. But that would show it's a singular possessive. It's not. It's simply a plural, so you don't need the apostrophe. Some people say it looks clearer, but you know, it's not that complicated. You can see what it is. So strictly, if you want to be an apostrophe purist, don't put it in there. Yeah, let's think of another one. There's a game, a board game, called Nine Men's Morris. You can look it up. Now, where should the apostrophe go? Whose Morris is it? It belongs to the 9 men. So that's where the apostrophe goes. Why isn't it 9 men's Morris? Because the Morris doesn't belong to 9 men's. It belongs to 9 men. Men is already a plural, right? If it was 9 man's Morris, we might have a problem. We'd probably have to say 9 man's Morris or something. But that's not the plural of man, it's men. So it's 9 men's Morris. Even though it's plural, it's one of those weird things in English where the rules don't actually work. Some people might argue that it should be that, because it is a plural, 9 men's Morris. I don't really think so, but I wouldn't mark it as wrong if it was me. But that does follow the rule, as it's stated here, after all. Maybe that's right. Debatable. But it's not the crucial case. The crucial case is just the above. The cat's basket. Get that right, and you're all the way there, really, or 90% of the way there. The other usage, you get people saying, I don't know, on a price tag you might say, you get this all the time, bananas, £1.50. Well, that's a possessive. They mean a plural, but they've done a possessive, so this £1.50 belongs to the banana. Whose £1.50 is it? It's the bananas. Well, it's just a plural, you don't need an apostrophe. A simple plural without possessive, no apostrophe. Ever. Okay. Now the other use of the apostrophe. Okay, I'll put this back in so you can see it. The basic rule. There it is. Singular plural. The other one is contraction. We've gone shopping. Alright, it's too long. Let's go. We've gone home. Right. That's because that is short for we have. Yeah. So we just use an apostrophe. We've gone home. There's lots of these words. I'm, he'll, we're, you're. That's you are. So many people write your when they mean you are. But that's not the same. Your is the possessive, your basket. And the other one is you are basket. Which doesn't make sense, right? The big exception in all this is its, because its is also one of these words. Its basket. The cat's basket. What's basket? Its basket. But you don't put the apostrophe in there because it's. If you write its with an apostrophe, it stands for it is. It is Monday. So it's not a possessive. You see, it just doesn't work. Monday belongs to it. It's just an exception to the rule. So for its, and also hers, let me put this space before the bracket. Hers doesn't take the apostrophe. Ours, yours, and words like that don't take it. But it's hard to construct a sentence like yours basket, actually. But you'll not see them with apostrophes. So you don't write it's her. Doesn't make sense, right? You just say it's hers. Okay, I hope I've understood it, or explained it, and you've understood it, and I hope I've got it all right as well. One more thing, it is also not just it is, it can be it has, and that's also it's. It has measles. There you go. The apostrophe is just for missing letters, any old missing letters, and you stick an apostrophe in. Get this rule right, and you're covered for most of the straightforward cases. There are slightly difficult ones here and there, but just get it right most of the time. Okay, bye for now.